I read 3 books and 7 manhwa in January, so let's talk about them. Let's start off with a couple of manhwa, right? A lot of the manhwa that I like to read and consume is honestly slop. So the first one was Mythic Item Obtained. This is a manhwa where the dude goes back in time to when he's a teenager and he's going to the Magic Academy. He finds a legendary mythic level item called Odin's Eye, which lets him access to the Nornir system. This one's fun. This one's interesting. I like the characters. I like the magic, little spells and systems and stuff. It's a classic hunter system of leveling up and everything like that. But it's fun. It's enjoyable. It's slop, and I love it. This one is like B tier slop. The next one after that is Academy's Genius Swordmaster, where a swordmaster at the beginning of the story is fighting off against an army of huge, humongous, giant demons, and humanity was not prepared for them, and they lose. He gets sent back in time to back when he was a kid to try and redo his entire life again, and this time make all the choices he needs to make in order to not let what happened happen in his previous life. So he has regressed back with all the knowledge of his sword master techniques and all the knowledge of his past life. He's been brought back in time. This one, once again, like B plus tier action slop, and I truly, truly enjoy every single minute of it. Comedy's great, action's great, characters are great, comedy is great. Really fun time if you're just going to turn your brain off and enjoy something. The next manhwa is Reborn Young Lord is an Assassin, where a young man is sent back in time after being betrayed and slayed by his brother, and he's trying to now, one, get revenge on his brother, 2, stop the bad events from his previous life happening, and 3, trying to get down to what happened to his brother in the first place. Why did his brother turn evil? Who are the people behind the scenes pulling the strings? And using all the knowledge he had of his past life, how can he become the one to save everybody and protect everybody from either passing away or the new people he meets also passing away? So he strikes up a deal with the assassin god, essentially, and becomes an overpowered assassin at the age of like 14. So that is where we are. I really enjoy it. This one's also B plus tier action slop, and I love it. I love it. Like I said, once again, comedy is great, action is great, characters are great, artwork and spells also, and like the leveling up format of this, also great. Comedy is also great. Getting to the first book I finished, I've already posted a review on this, but it was Golden Sun, book 2 of Red Rising. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was better than book 1, and I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the series. I will be coming back to my read-alongs in March with Morningstar. Thoroughly enjoyed Golden Sun. I can see how it sets the tone for the rest of the series, and I didn't really have many gripes with it. I would have liked a little bit more action, like drawn out action between the golds, not just one shots. But besides that, I think this book really did everything it needed to do for me. Next one is a webtoon that I actually found on TikTok. It's called Just a Goblin by Brendan Chen. It's a teens manhwa about like from the monster side of it. It's a goblin who's trying to figure out why are humans hunting goblins all the time, and he infiltrates the world of humans. He somehow gets a power that lets him level up the same way humans do, getting quests, getting skills, powering up and things like that. He gets the same system, and he infiltrates the human guild, Adventurers Guild, to go on quests with them and try and figure out how can we make humans and goblins understand each other, how can we stop all this infighting, etc. But now he just wants to get stronger because he's having a fun time. I stopped reading this at like chapter 24 because I was just like, I'm fine with what I saw. It's teens though. It's very power of friendship. It's very like, it wasn't hitting the same way the other ones were for me. I think it's okay. I think for me it's like C tier. But this one isn't like a regression. It's not the usual regression hunter type of stuff. So it has that going for it. Now this one is S tier webtoon, okay? S tier webtoon manhwa. We're talking about Jungle Juice. Okay, we're talking about Jungle Juice. This is S tier, not regression, not hunters, not action slop. This is a actual good webtoon. Basically, it's a world where there's this chemical that has been spread across the world called jungle juice, and if you're infected with it, it basically combines your DNA with the DNA of insects. Depending on the insect that was around you when you were exposed to jungle juice, it combines your DNA, turns into a bug person. You turn into an insect person. And so that happens to our main character, and he gets admitted into the Nest, which is the insect university, trying to get a bottle of what they call Cinderella, which is the antidote to jungle juice, turning you back into a human. This story is fire. It is literally fire. I love it. I've been reading it for years now, literally years now, since college, I think, or a little bit later. But it's one of my favorite webtoons that I've ever read. I love the story, love the characters, love the action, love the storyline. And my favorite part about it is if you go on to Webtoon and you read it on Webtoon, you'll see in the comments there's an entomologist who leaves comments on every single chapter about interesting insect facts. Depending on the insects that we're talking about in that chapter, they'll leave interesting facts about those insects, and they're actually interesting. And I love the community for that. The community behind Jungle Juice is awesome. Highly recommend this one. All right, let's talk about the next book is Witches of Dubious Origin. This was just a palate cleanser between Golden Sun and Raven Scholar, and I really enjoyed it. 3-star read, very chill, very normal, average, but very, very enjoyable, very adorable. I love the story. Low stakes. A 40-year-old woman finds out that she is descended from a line of necromancers, and a grimoire has just popped up on her doorstep along with a ghost asking Zoe Ziakis to send her off into the next life. And Zoe's like, I don't know how to do that. I literally don't know how to do that. How do I do that? And so she gets help from the Museum of Literature in New York, and the rest of the story takes off from there. I had a good time with it. I don't know. I know you will. I promise you will, because I did. I promise you will, because I did have a great time with it. All right, next manhwa coming up. It's called The Last Adventurer. This is a manhwa based on the story and people and event and the world of MapleStory. And you understand that because the main character's name is Elpam, which is Maple spelled backwards. And so essentially Elpam was an adventurer, and he got sent back in time, similar to Academy's Genius Swordmaster, where they're up against a threat that they couldn't beat. Only one of them could get sent back in time. Elpam was sent back in time, and he has to use this knowledge of his previous life and the knowledge of who certain people are, where they are in that timeline, and where events lie in order to recruit people to into his crew, amass power and artifacts and allies, and try and fight back the terrorist organizations that are present in the world right now. I really enjoy this one. To me is like A- or A tier action slop. It's really good story, amazing artwork in my opinion. Love the characters, love the banter, all that stuff. Their leveling up system is slightly different, which is really cool. It's not just like hunters and like a blue screen with quests on it, things like that. I highly recommend this one along with Jungle Juice. Last book that I read was Raven Scholar. Oh my god, unexpected 5-star read of 2026 starting off. I don't know what other books are going to top this for me this year specifically. It did everything right for me, and I'm just so excited for book 2 whenever it comes out. If you want to know my full thoughts, I've already done a review of it on the channel before this video comes out, so you can go to my page and there should be a video on it there. And then the last manhwa that I read was Villain to Kill, which I've caught up with now. That this one is an interesting one. I think I've talked about it before, but it is A- tier manhwa. Essentially, you have a world where there are psychers and villains. Depending on how you were born, you are categorized as a hero or a villain. The heroes are called psychers, the villains are called villains, and that's how you were born. And sometimes villains, not heroes, have mental breakdowns. They lash out and want to destroy things, and that's where heroes come in to stop them. Our hero Cassian at the beginning of the story is on a mission with one of his mentors. They get betrayed by who he thinks are people of the hero side, not the villain side. His own guild members, by the way, that are betrayed, they all get. And Cassian, not wanting to die and being such a stubborn individual, is then pulled into the body of a villain. Not just any villain. It is Gangu Guan, who at the same time was receiving a toilet swirly passed during that toilet swirly by the bullies in his school, and Cassian revived in Gangu Guan's body, who is the villain who's said to bring about the apocalypse. And so now Cassian has to be a villain and trying to figure out who in the hero guild is actually evil and plotted his mentor's downfall. Awesome story. I love the characters in this one, love the factions, love the story, where it's going, etc. Really interesting, really fun, really comedic, all that stuff. Definitely would recommend it if you're ever in the mood for webtoons. Villain to Kill is really fun too. That was everything that I read in January, and looking forward to February. It's probably going to be more webtoons, more books, but hopefully more books and then less webtoons.